and welcome to Dwarven Forge Live. This is On the Anvil, episode 17, 16?
Yeah, good job, 17.
Woo, nailed it first try every time.
Mike is not.
This is On the Anvil. This is the show where we go behind the scenes at Dwarven Forge and give you guys a glimpse at our process and what we got cooking, and what else do we do?
We turn the volume down on the mic a little bit.
More? Oh man,
yeah, a little bit.
I turned it down so much.
We just have a chill time with chill people doing chill stuff.
I don't know who
ice cubes.
Who's this chill person? I didn't invite them.
I made them up.
We're gonna riff. We're gonna raff.
Yeah, we do that.
So I am Nate, and this is.
I am Mace.
Joining remotely from the office.
Yes.
And we're happy to see a bunch of you. We got any familiar faces out there today?
We have so many familiar faces. We have David B. Moffat.
Woo!
We have DMN Games. Odin Forged is here.
Odin.
Rabbit Burner's here. Nerd Botchery. We got a ton of
Oh, it's the best. Well,
Neofoya, hello.
Love. It's so nice to have so many friendly faces watching. And we're gonna show you a bunch of cool stuff tonight. And mostly it's going to just be lots and lots of Wildlands. We got some news to do first, and then lots of Wildlands. Any other announcements before we go into news?
Let's go into news.
That was easy. All right, wait. We got to get ready with the... we get to news mode. You ready? Put your paperboy hat on and stuff?
All right, I'm going to stack my fake paper.
News!
Woo!
All right, now it's the news.
Okay. So the first thing I have on the list is Stefan, the founder of Dwarven Forge, has quite a few streaming games coming up. And we just kind of wanted to let people know when they're going on. So July 23rd at Comic-Con, hosted by Legion M at 2 p.m. And there's a Q&A afterwards at 7 p.m. There's another one on the 26th at 10 a.m. This is all Pacific time, and those are at Legion M. He also has a Gen Con game on the 30th of July, so go ahead and check those games out. We'll be posting them on our social too, and Stefan also shares all his stuff on his social. So
yeah, and this should be a wild time, and there'll be some. He just ran a game. Was it this weekend? I don't even know. Yes, it was Founders and Legends this weekend, and had a really cool. Had a bunch of Hellscape stuff. We'll talk about Hellscape in a sec. Had a bunch of Hellscape on the table there, wowing people. Snuck in a few Wildlands prototypes. Hopefully get some people excited. So yeah, so you might see some stuff on the table if you watch them.
Woo.
What else? What other news?
More news is we have actually last month we had a Build of the Month bundle, and it completely sold out on the web store. For the people able to go in and grab it. I believe, was that the one that was the shack that was built with the cart? Yeah,
the Justice's sentient vegan cart and all sorts of stuff. It was 3 city builder setups with the same bunch of bits, and we sold it out in the bundle, which was kind of exciting. So what was awesome was A, that people responded, B, that just people in general just like the Build of the Month bundles seem to be getting good reception. This one did really well. So the question for you guys is, it's a lot of questions. Let's fire them all, like throwing knives. What do you want to see in future Build of the Month bundles? We're taking a few months off the Build of the Month. We'll be back maybe in September. Definitely by October, maybe September. We got to get through this whole Kickstarter first. So what would you like to see in upcoming Build of the Month bundles? Is there a rough price point you'd like to hit? Is there sort of types of sets you'd like to hit? Let us know what you'd like to see. Did you buy this bundle or any of the Build of the Month bundles, and why? And if you didn't buy any of them but you were kind of shopping, why not? So that's a lot of questions, right?
Yeah, that's a lot of questions. But for anybody that did buy or didn't buy and has comments, go ahead and actually email them to our On the Anvil email. That's ota@dwarvenforge.com. That's just the best place. Whoa, window just flew open. It's the best place to have us read your comments and kind of get a digest of it. But we're also active on Discord, and we have forums and stuff. So
hey, on the window note,
yeah,
remind me, that thing's broken. Can you
Yes.
tell Eric to tell Gary to fix the thing? Because I keep
Okay.
forgetting it. So, yeah, it's creepy.
I could also just tell Gary. There's no
Okay, yeah,
need to.
cut out the middleman. All right.
Yeah.
So that's Build a Month bundle. Thanks for everybody that bought it, and also just thanks. I love doing the building of the Build of the Month with you guys and getting all these fun ideas and then rolling them into a final thing that go out. It's really fun. It's sort of more fun than just doing it alone in the dark. So I'm looking forward to the next one in September, October, soon. Yeah,
Soon. ... TBD. Besides that, we actually have another really exciting announcement. We are having a restock online tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yes.
It's got a lot of variety of sets and everything. So if you want some Dwarven Forge stuff, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is a pretty good time to check out the web store.
And the deal is basically it was kind of, it's like a weird miscellany. It's a whole bunch of dregs of like, I don't know exactly where they came from. I think it was extra sets at the factory. I don't know, but we have a whole bunch of different sets, but like generally like between 2 and 8 of them or something, less than 10, like not enough that it'll trigger we have a restock email that goes out, like if you've signed up, say, hey, I want to know when the starter dungeon's back in, like that won't, they're below the threshold to set that off, but there's stuff. So if there's, I don't know, if there's weird bits you're looking for, tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, a whole bunch of stuff will go up on the site and you can kind of sweep in, but there's not going to be a lot of any of them. So, and there's probably a lot of weird sets. Like, I don't know what all it is, but it's a wild ride. It'd be nice if we had a list, huh?
We do have a list, and it's actually available for people. I'll find a link and I'll post it in the chat once we get through the rest of the news. So keep your eyes out for that.
Wow, I totally didn't know we had a list. That's amazing.
Yeah, I been cracking skulls, but yeah, I'll find that and I'll let everybody know what pieces we have available.
I mean, you don't have a name like Mace and not crack some skulls, right?
Well, I know it's part of the territory.
It's the nomenclature.
Well, it's also like you need to crack a few skulls in order to drink out of them. So. Well
played.
You got to do it. Yeah. The next thing, it's pretty exciting. I don't know if you're prepped for this part yet, but Hellscape, our Kickstarter from last year, is shipping out as of yesterday, I believe. It's out. It's going. Yeah,
we did. So it's like a smoke test or whatever. Like we send out, I think 100 sets, 100 packages are going to go out between yesterday, today, and tomorrow or something, and just make sure everything's working, the warehouse is up to speed, all this stuff's cooking, and then it begins in earnest first thing next week, assuming the tires don't come off the delivery truck or whatever, and then I think Canada is also going out, like a big bundle of stuff to Canada is going out first thing next week also. And then international, I think, also is going directly from the warehouse and it's going out. We'll send the update tomorrow. I think the update's going to go out, right? If it's not tomorrow, it's Monday, but hopefully it should go out tomorrow, conceptually.
Definitely soon.
Yeah, one way or another, it's soon. Well, with all the specific details, but it's moving. People are getting their notices, and you'll have stuff to look forward to. Like, let's show that. Hellgate. Should we go to close up? Want to see it?
Oh yeah, definitely go to close up.
Okay. Yeah, we got. No.
And while you're going to close up, I can get that list for people.
Buy you some time. Look at that thing. Hellgate. Needs a little more light on it. It's very dark. Huh? Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We'll have to. It's particularly once you get those light panels cooking, the stuff it's pretty outrageous. It really, it's one of the best paint jobs too thus far. Like I'm really happy. Everything kind of just worked. Open that back door. Get some light in there. Yeah. Yay! All right, so Hellscape on the move. The lava is flowing.
Oh wait, show the little thing, the system that the gate has.
System that the gate has. Which system?
It doesn't have like a locking system.
I mean this? Lifting it up, or the doors?
It's like the door, like you can lift it up a little bit and then it holds in place.
Oh, the drawbridge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, this. So we take these feet off here. You can pop this off. If you don't want to use that cool illuminated floor, you can. Boop. Where am I? You can hook it in there. You have yourself a drawbridge right there. Although, why you wouldn't want to use this floor, I don't know. Like, you get this little thing popping off. Look at that lava. The illumination, can you see? Oh,
Nice.
yeah. These little guys, I'm excited for these little pole accessory imp gargoyle guys. They're gonna go everywhere. I can't have enough little tiny cool pole accessories.
Yeah, they really do like kind of finish a build.
Yeah, it gives it that extra little thing, that extra look.
That gnar.
That gnar, you know, shred and gnar. You're no stranger.
Nope, not at all.
Nope. All right. Well, what do we have? Anything else? Are we?
Oh yeah. So the other update that we have is for the Plaguestone Pathfinder stuff. The email I think went out last week for people to
pay up.
Finish their yeah. So that's kind of like the shipping for it's been now. I think it's going to be more in the fall.
So the deal is they just shipped us samples like yesterday or something. They arrive. I think that we get them first thing next week to do a QC, and then I think it hits the water next week, and then it arrives late August, and then we'll be just wrapping up the Kickstarter while the warehouse is receiving, and then they'll probably ship middle of September, something like that. So it's coming. It's on the way, and we'll unbox those and we'll show them to you. And I'm excited to see that stuff. It'll be at long last, but it's on the move. So pay up your balance due so you can get your sets, and then the remainder will hit the web store.
Friend them with a knife more. Get it really in their face, you know?
Yeah, pay up.
Yeah. Highwayman. The next thing is actually a social request we have for people in the chat. If you have any alternative paint schemes or any builds with your groups, like D&D, Wargame, whatever like that, we would love to get them submitted to us. I think you could use the email for that. Again, like all our social, you can kind of use. A good one is the Dwarven Forge fan page on Facebook for that kind of stuff, but we would request your photos.
Yeah, send us your photos.
Them and we want more.
We want to use them in our pre-roll. We want to use them as our builds of the week or whatever not week anymore because we're off our weekly schedule, but whatever. We want to show this stuff off. We love seeing it, and so send them in.
Yeah.
We'll make you famous.
Then, go ahead.
That's it. Then we'll make them famous.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Next we have Hero Forge.
Oh, okay. So, dun, dun, dun. This is. Oh, this deserves a new blade. We friends over at Hero Forge, kind enough to send us. So we were ambitiously going to be trying to run games every 2 weeks or something, right up to the launch, and that sort of it wasn't sustainable. But they sent us miniatures for the PCs. We made minis with they're cool. The pre-painted or not pre-painted. They're pre-print painted. Like they print the plastic right on there. So they sent us a whole bunch to check out, which is awesome. So everybody got to make one, and then they sent them over. So we haven't seen these. We're gonna open them live here on the air. And thanks, we sent them a whole bunch of terrain. So if you see Hero Forge pictures popping up on Dwarven Forge terrain, you know where it's coming from. The forges are uniting. Oh, cool. All right, let me get the.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. That's close game.
I'm really curious how they like swap out the colors during printing.
I should have put a tight lens. I got the wide on this thing. Let's see if I can. Where's the focus? Maybe I'll come closer. So this is Eli's character. This is the brother, his character's brother, I think. He wanted to sculpt a mini for his guy, but is that in focus? I can't tell. Wow, look at the it's pretty cool. The injection, like I think it's the actual, I don't know how they do it. It's wizardry. It's some sort of,
yeah, that's insane.
It's necromancy. It's clearly it's not of this world. Oh, this is, I think this is Freya. I think this is right. This is Chris's satyr.
Ooh.
She's got the come at me. Ooh, the arrows in the ground. Pretty awesome to come out painted. Like, also, it wouldn't be hard to just go in there and do a little touch up with with some paint. Like, this would kind of just give you a base, then you could just do some extra detailing or whatever.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It would definitely simplify the whole process.
This is Tetsumar Toby's Hobgoblin Artificer. I love this guy. He's got a book and a sword strapped to his back, of course.
Ah, that's so cool.
Man, should I switch?
What's on the ground?
Should I switch? There's like crystals on the ground, of course. Should I switch lenses? Is it crazy to take a second?
I think you should, because this lens is also dirty.
Is it?
It's got a little spot.
All right. Well, hang on. This will be okay. So, please stand by. This is. Do you have some jokes you can tell?
Yeah, I have one, and each time I tell it, it gets worse and worse reactions. So, what's the deal with skydivers? Is airplane food really that bad? That's it. That's the whole joke.
So Hawken, my 4-year-old, well, 3-year-old, he'll turn 4 on Tuesday next week. He told me a joke today.
Well, let's hear it.
Why did the man throw the clock out the window?
I don't know.
To see time fly.
Ah.
And yeah, he thought it was really funny, and I was like, yeah, that is really funny. Why do you think it's funny? And he had no idea. So I had to explain what, it feels like time's moving really fast. It's like time flying, but also if like a clock is flying through the air, it's time flying. And then he cracked up, and he had new love and understanding of his own joke there.
Was it him that also told the fish with no eyes?
Oh, that was Grayson. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Well, you got a couple of funny kids.
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Yeah.
Man, I think the first time I heard that was in middle school, and I died laughing. I'm actually a ghost now.
All right. How's that? Let's see. Boom. There we go. 70 mil magic. You're a ghost. You're like it's like the Sixth Sense.
Yeah, exactly.
You see all sorts of dead folks.
Yeah, well, a lot of live people see one dead person at least.
A lot of live people see one dead person. Does this help? Hang on, let me get some more light.
Ooh, you should bring the 360 folio thing sometime to show off minutes and stuff.
That is an idea. It helps with in focus. I can't.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at her arms. She's ripped.
Yeah, well, you're not a barbarian for nothing.
Thanks.
All right, so next we got. Hey, this is you.
Hey.
Boop boop with your little squirrel. Fenric. What was your squirrel's name?
Oh my gosh, what is my squirrel's name?
Mm,
Wirt. It's Wirt.
Wirt.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Ooh, here is.
Wow.
Ooh, here's Casey. Boom, 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 boom.
I like how customizable it is too. This is my
That's
first
awesome.
Hero Forge mini.
First time you're seeing is on the air.
Awesome.
It was Hex, Tiefling Druid. It's pretty cool. The gradations, like it's a neat. It's not as there's Thimbleweed. It's not as nice as actual hand painted, but man, it's exactly customized. It's there. It's done. You don't have to do it. That's ready to go right out of the thing. It's pretty. Ooh, I'll save my guy for last. Sulkin.
Okay. Playing favorites.
Yeah, let's be honest. Ooh, this is Chug.
Oh yes.
Chug. Oh, Chug is staff bent. The compliant pole. Oh. Chug. Drunken Master style. So good.
Oh man.
The floor.
Oh, his eyes.
Wow, it is raining like crazy town out there.
I know. I saw it shift within a second from green to black in the sky too. It's
Wow.
pretty weird.
Alright, it's Dorothea.
Make sure you got all your surges protected and whatnot.
There's Selena's character Dorothea, the gunslinger. The rich widow gunslinger, secret badass.
Ooh. I like her hair.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I think that's. Am I missing one? Where did Selkin go? I just had him here. Yeah. Our flamboyant elf bard. Alright.
I think a Bowie song would be more appropriate.
Yeah. Alright, cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, Hero Forge.
Yeah, these are insane.
It's awesome. Until you start making terrain, it is awesome. We love you guys. They're cool folks. They were very curious what our plans were with all our STL files, and I said, "What else? What STL files?" He's like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "It's all hits code. We don't have STL files." It kind of blew his mind. Yeah.
I mean, the amount of times we get asked at conventions to what do we 3D print with and all that stuff. It's kind of joke on them.
Or us, really.
There's a joke somewhere.
Yeah. We're not sure who the butt of the joke is. But, so what's next on our?
So now we have a couple of fun videos. That we're gonna...
Are we officially going into Wildlands mode?
Yeah, let's go into the wild.
And we have a giveaway to do at some point too. When do we do that? Halfway point, 8 o'clock. We do the.
8's great, yeah.
So 8 is great. All right, so we're entering the Wildlands. So to set the mood, besides all the thunder and rain outside, we're gonna play a little teaser. We launched this this weekend at Stefan's Founders and Legends game. So if you watch that, sorry you'll see it again, but it's only 30 seconds. So buckle up for the Wildlands. Something is out there. It's massive, dangerous, and untamed. Prepare to bravely face Wildlands. Savage new wilderness gaming terrain by Dwarven Forge. Immerse your players in an epic gaming experience like no other. Launching August 9th. Wildlands.
Woo.
You know, it's What's funny, it may look like there's a stylistic choice to Dutch all our shots. The Dutch shot is when it's skewed sideways to give you it's unsettling and it's dramatic and it's whatever. And the secret is it's because we're using like a $200 jib that the DP got when he was like 16 and still has, and it doesn't really fit the FS7 that we're shooting on. So the camera can't actually sit level on the jib. It's always like cocked a little sideways. So like all of the shots on the jib, the cool CV shots are all like cocked a little sideways because because we're using a 10-year-old tripod jib because it's free. So there's a lot of DIY going on.
It's for the feel of it though.
Well, it gives everything. Yeah, it gives it all like there's a. So when you're watching the beauty footage in the campaign, if you see everything is like you now know it's because we're using Sauce's ancient jib that it is not meant to. We're putting the jib on a dolly and do it like we're bending all the rules, flipping stuff upside down. It's good times. Oh, and we have another video we're going to show. So that one is on YouTube, I think, right? That teaser.
Yes.
On YouTube, so you can watch it on the internet as much as you want.
Two.
However, this next one hasn't gone up on YouTube yet, but we did show it at Founders of Legends, but we're going to show it now because it's about how much we love our backers, which are you guys. And those of you that aren't our backers yet, buckle up, Wildens is coming, be a backer. All right, so this is I don't know what this is. This is what a Dwarven Forge Kickstarter feels like. Hey there, we're Dwarven Forge, and we're thrilled to announce we're launching our 8th Kickstarter. If you've never joined us on one of our Kickstarter projects, it's quite an adventure. Here's a little of what you've been missing out on.
Dwarven Forge Kickstarters are an event.
Our Kickstarter's been described as like a month-long party.
It's just a continuous like circus.
Everyone's so ambitious, they're so detail-oriented, they want it to be beyond perfect.
We have a lot of creative, intelligent people that are always thinking to see how can we make everything better.
There's a lot of drama and melodrama, right? We do a lot of theatrics. It's a month of constant focus grouping.
The fans are one of the best things about this company is the people that we're making this stuff for really care. They have power in what direction we take things.
They're telling us what they like, what they don't like. They're giving us ideas of how things can be better. They're speculating on where it's going to go.
Dwarven Forge backers are so enthusiastic and passionate. They're constantly throwing stuff at our social media with great build stuff we haven't even thought of ourselves.
Everything we do is with the backers in mind.
They're like characters now in our world.
They talk to each other. They remember each other from past Kickstarters.
We want to be part of a living community of gamers.
We are as much a part of our own community as the people playing with our stuff.
Creating something like this that's so sort of magical and special and has gathered so many people's creativity and passion in one place is just absolutely worth it. And I'm incredibly proud of what we've created and the group that we've done it with. And the joy that it brings all these backers is like, there's nothing better. We're really lucky to have such unbelievable support and just the greatest backers ever. We thank you guys.
I muted it during the thing so I wouldn't make noises. I say that one made Talia tear up a little bit when she saw it because it's heartfelt and true. And yeah. But I was gonna say the fun fact is all my talking head shots there were in my interviews. I'm talking to a tennis ball because I was asking people questions. I did it was I don't know, it was of course for a couple of days. We shot a bunch of that, I don't know, a year. That was during Hellscape maybe something. I asked everybody questions and then kind of went through and I was like, well, what haven't we answered yet? And made a list of questions for myself and then sat in the interview chair and just had a tennis ball where I was supposed to then ask myself questions and answer them on camera.
You and that tennis ball had a really dynamic rapport. Like it was a good energy between the two of you.
Yeah, no, they listened. They were really like, they wanted to hear more, and they were intrigued. And it was a Dwarvenite tennis ball, so I was into it. All right, so here we are. We're in the Wildlands. Whoa! Did anybody not see those videos before? Was anybody excited? Did they see some beans?
Somebody said that they showed them a lot during the Founders and Legends game.
Oh, good.
So somebody saw it a lot.
Well, we'll work on some new stuff. Sorry.
It's still fun to see, I think.
I think so. So what do we have? Where are we going to start with this?
We have a few questions. I'm going to start off with one that's from a different time zone, Rabbit Burner, just so that he doesn't have to stay up too late. But he asked, can you ask Nate how the sound effects app is getting on? We have a very good authority that it is a stretch goal for Wildlands.
I don't know. So first of all, hey, Rabbit Burner. This guy is awesome. So second of all, there was a thing of we were going to just have all these wacky sound effects that I make during the various videos. Like Selena's sort of been collecting them and was going to put together a soundboard of it. But it turns out there's all this regular real work that has been going on. So it's kind of been backburnered. It's one of many irons in the freezer right now. But it would be a fun thing. It's a good off season. Here's what, Rabbit Burner, can you ping us in like October? And we can we'll get back on that. All right, rain check for October. It's raining, so. Yeah.
Hey. So it finally works. Hey.
And these are where did these questions come from? These come from Discord?
Yeah, most of these were on Discord. One person emailed me their question.
Woo! So that's the thing is if you've got questions, if you wake up in the middle of the night, you're like, I need to find out this about Dwarven Forge, just email us at ota@dwarvenforge.com or go to the Discord, which is
there's a link in the chat.
Yeah, and then we'll try and answer your questions because we love having a discourse. We love a dialogue. We have to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
Who else? What other questions do we have before we get deep in the wilds? What wild questions?
The next question I have is from Akira Maximus, and he says, or they say, I am curious on both the Ultimate set for Wildlands final cost as well as what packs will be available after the Kickstarter ends on September 2nd, which we know will be successful, he says. Yeah. They say. How does one add on after the funding period? What will the options be for someone who has gone all in, and how can I collect past collections? If I'm an all-in funder, are there discounts to, quote, catch up?
Okay, wow. All right, there's a lot. Okay, we got to back this up. Okay, so we go back to the first. First of all, love this series of questions. This is great. And it's a good way to kind of kick off to talk about the structure of the whole thing. So their first question was, how much is the big all-in pledge going to cost?
Yes.
TBD. Somewhere, I don't know. If this was Vegas, or what's like the in the Forgotten Realms, like where's the big gambling place? Is there like a crazy gambling hub in Waterdeep or something? I don't know. If this was the Vegas of D&D, and someone said, okay, you have to put an astral diamond on, bet it on what the thing is going to be, I'd say it's going to be between 5 and 6K is my guess, but we'll see. We'll talk about pledges as part of the next bit here. But then the next question was, how do you add stuff on after? So we're going to run from August 9th to September 2nd, and then and hopefully raise a bunch of money, unlock a bunch of cool stuff, shower you guys with all sorts of cool options, and it's going to be great. Then at about 4 weeks later, we will launch the Pledge Manager, where we get Kickstarter basically just sends us your email address and the amount of money you gave us and the pledge level you selected, and that's all we have. We don't have your shipping info. We don't have any info. So if you put in if you just put in a flat $1,000 and for a $1 pledge, we don't know what you want. So we go to the Pledge Manager. all your credit will show up there. You put in your, it's just like an online store basically, right? You just say, oh, I want this set, I want this set, I want this set, I want this pledge, I want boom, boom, boom. You just select everything, and if there's extra, you pay your shipping. If you want to add extra, you can add as much. There's no limit. There's a limit in Kickstarter. You can't pledge more than $10,000 on Kickstarter, but there's no limit in the pledge manager, so you can put in whatever you need, and select all your sets, and hit done, and it gives us your order, and then we get everybody's orders, and we put in the big order, and then like 9 months later you get it, and it's awesome. Does that? Yeah, I think it sums it up, right? But basically, you can add as much as you want after the fact. It helps us to add it during the Kickstarter, because then it helps us unlock stuff and whatnot. But you can always add later, especially if you're on your paycheck cycle or whatever, or timeline or whatnot. But yeah, something like that. And then that'll be open. That'll probably, like, let's guess that that's going to open October 1st, and it'll probably close on Halloween or something, because we need to get our order in. We need to place our order with the factory, so we need to close it, get everybody's orders, make sure we get enough stuff for everybody, and get out of there. Yeah, what was the next bit of that question?
What will the options be for someone who has gone all in?
Everything. Here's the best part. Everybody gets all the options. Like, you can, everything is going to be accessible to everybody, so we'll have a ton of sets, so you can just cherry pick whatever you're interested in. You can get other pledge levels. You can just get the whole kit and caboodle. There'll be lots of caboodles to be had.
And how can I collect past collections?
The best bet is to go to our web store. Also, when we get back to Build of the Month in September, October soon, you can hop on the Build of the Month bundles. Those always are a good deal. But also, if you've got a ton of money you want to spend to get as much as you can right here and now, send us an email, and we can help you put together. I think. Wow, did you hear that? Yeah.
That sounded like a Clue sound effect. Lightning.
That was awesome. That we should have followed that. But no, if you want to just place a gigantic order and need some help, email us, and we can tell us what what your style of game, what you want to build, whatever, and we'll concierge put together something for you. We love doing that.
Yeah.
You know who's really good?
The final part of this question is, if I'm an all-in funder, are there discounts to catch up?
Michelle is really good at putting together these Uber orders. She's got like there's not the best way to get stuff is to buy during the Kickstarter. Those are always our lowest prices, and but we can help you select kind of the best selections for your sets. If you email us, we can let you know what to get. But yeah, we don't have discounts other than during Kickstarter and Build of the Month bundles. Those bundles come with a little gift card bonus. But Kickstarter is the time to get in. Yeah. What else? What else we got? Other questions about the Wildlands?
Give me just a moment. Someone asked for the email address. Okay. Other questions about the Wildlands. The next one I have is from a man named Dr. Salt.
Ooh. Do you think he's a doctor? Or she?
He might be a doctor. Or, it might be just stealing from Dr. Pepper and trying to get a brand deal.
Or maybe just a dentist and dentists are doctors, but yeah.
Another question for Nate and other staff, if they want to answer, is there one particular sculpt that they are extremely excited to show? If they had to pick a favorite of swamps, mountains, or forests, which would it be? Is that like asking which is the favorite child?
Wow.
A little bit.
That's a much better question for during the Kickstarter when we have stuff to show. But there's definitely some pieces I'm so excited to unveil. And yeah, there's some great stuff. But we should do that. Let's do that during the Kickstarter when we actually can show you the things.
Okay. You have one of mine there right now.
I have one of yours? One of your favorites?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I'm looking at it. We'll show that a little bit.
Okay.
But in terms of the zones, I think they're all special in their own way. Like, no, they each do interesting, right? The swamp, there's so many cool, the moodiness of the swamp and the just like nothing goes fast layouts, like big layouts faster because there's lots of negative space. The forest is just forest is just awesome, right? And there's all these plants are just so it's like it's got a mood. Well, I guess they all have moods, right? Whoa, I should turn that down. And then the mountains, like the verticality of mountains is just bonkers. Those big pieces. We'll look at a couple of them later too. So I don't know. They're all the zones are cool, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll take bets in the office which zone is gonna be most popular. That'll be fun.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Capel74 would like to know if the Oblivion Nexus made it in.
Sort of.
Okay.
There's so there are a lot of problems with it. Like mostly just the enormity of that thing. It's like it's just nonsense. I'll talk about I just it's not actually quite done, but I just was cleaning up the mock today of what I call Nexus Junior, which is a more achievable version of the Oblivion Nexus is just absurd. I mean, that thing was like a 9x9 footprint. It was too crazy. I don't know. Maybe it'll. I don't know. We'll see. But it's just like we have so many big pieces, and that thing is just outrageous. Like the factory was like, you guys are just, what are you doing? Yeah. So we'll see how it all. I don't know, but Oblivion. I mean, Nexus Junior may should see the light of day. I hope. And that's a question: can we call Nexus Junior the Oblivion Nexus, or is that a disservice to the OG, the ON, the original Nexus?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah. What's the?
I would say I haven't seen any in the chat yet, but I personally think that that's like the growth and development of a piece.
Yeah.
So I don't think you have to rename it necessarily unless you plan on doing both. So
I think the full sized one is just. I don't think it'll ever. I mean, besides the fact that it would take like, I don't know, just an absolute bazillion hours to sculpt. Like the mold would be debilitatingly expensive, and I don't know. It's probably never. It's probably just So okay, the little guy, Junior now becomes Senior, unless the chat is outraged.
They say Oblivion Node, Little Nexus.
Little Nexus, Little Nixie, Little.
And then we have one more question I have written down. It's from Mythstorm.
Yeah.
Will there be new Wildlands-based phantasmal filters to use in the DF light boxes?
That is an awesome question. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out how to incorporate the light panels into Wildlands, and that was the Oblivion Nexus had some sneaky stuff I hadn't shown you. It was supposed to go on a 9x9 floor that was meant to go over a light panel and had all these things, but then once again 9x9 floor, super expensive, the whole thing. Like it had all these kind of neat sort of secret things in it that we hadn't shown yet, but I think that died. So there aren't any cool new pieces directly phantasmal directly light panel. Well, there are, but they weren't designed to go over the light panel so much, but they will actually, those things are working today. There's some stuff that'll work with it, and we're still figuring out a couple of phantasmal filters to do for it. So that's a good question. Do you guys have some ideas? I think, did we already canvass people for this? But if you guys have ideas of cool things, sort of things that you would find in the wild that would glow from below, particularly stuff that works with negative space, let us know. Like we could definitely do a magic spring type thing. One of the challenges is the thing that was really tripping us up was Wildlands is a 3-inch base system. Like it's, the base unit is a 6x6, the half unit is a 3x3. Hellscape is a 4x4 base with a half unit of 2. The light panels are 8-inch, so 8-inch doesn't play so nice with the 6-inch base. It works well with a 9-inch floor underneath, but I don't know. So it was like, we'll see. Well, Oh, sorry. But let us know if you've got some ideas, and we'll see what we can put together. But we are thinking about it.
There's a few comments on bioluminescent plants, mounds of growing mushrooms, and then a swamp that glows.
Yeah, swamp that glows, like Feywild Swamp. That's a good one.
Kind of like the
yeah. We have
we put our faces on a white T-shirt for it.
River Styx.
Yeah, it reminds me of that. The River Styx.
Well, yeah, no, it's not crazy. We've got so much stuff to support we've got LED wall sockets, LED floor sockets, magnetic things, pole accessories. We have so many backwards things. A light panel is one that we haven't nailed yet, but well, it's in the hopper. We're thinking about it. We're getting there. What else? Any other questions, or should we talk about the structure?
Let's talk about that structure, baby.
All right. So, what do we say about Wildlands? So it's like we said, we're gonna run September 9th through, August 9th through September 2nd. We are going to have I don't even know where I'll start. I can talk about stretch goals. I can talk about the pledges. I mean, I've sort of talked about this stuff before. I'm trying to think of what's evolved. And then we should talk about that floor thing. So what was that? What was on the list of things we were going to talk about for structure?
Microsite.
Oh yeah, that's a great yes. Yes. This is why you're here, Mace.
I know it.
Yeah. Like a mace to the head, cracking skulls. So the big thing we're doing this year, I don't know did we ever talk about this on the air before? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. So
we're putting together what we're calling a microsite, but it's not very micro. So those of you who've been to our Kickstarters before know scroll fatigue is a real thing, right? Like Kickstarter is basically like MySpace. Like you could customize MySpace better than you could customize Kickstarter. Like it's the worst platform. These guys, they've raised over $1 billion and they can't get their platform together. I don't know. They haven't. I don't even know what they're doing over there. But it's just the worst. So, and it's particularly for our stuff. Like we literally run out of space. Like we get to a point where it says you cannot put any more content on this page because it just scrolls forever. And it's really hard to navigate. It's hard to take all this stuff in. It's hard to update. It's just cantankerous across the board. So what we are doing is the majority of our information is going to live on our website. It's going to be dwarvenforge.com/wildlands, and you'll go to what we're calling a microsite because it's just sort of embedded in our website. But it's a pretty big thing, and the idea is it'll be a much easier way to display and navigate the information. So it'll be like a real web page, right? You can wander around, you can click on the things that are interesting to you. There's all these sub pages. You can go around. You can see nice big images of the add-ons and the pledges and all the functionality that you'd expect from a modern website, because it's on our website. And then that'll be cross-linked with the Kickstarter page. So there'll be lots of stuff like if you want to pledge, you click on the thing and it'll take you over back to the website, to Kickstarter site to pledge. And then the Kickstarter site will be much more truncated, clean. Like the pledge will be, say, Awesome Swamp Pledge, $500, has a picture of it, and you click it, and that takes you to the microsite where it has the detail on that pledge, and it breaks it down and whatever. So we're hoping this is going to provide. It'll be easier to kind of get the information that you need more easily. It's easier to navigate around. It's less like you just don't have to scroll down for like 9 years through the same thing and whatever. And it's gonna be easier for us to update and control and whatnot. And we can change it after the Kickstarter. Like Kickstarter locks as soon as the thing's over. You can't make updates on the page, and it's a mess. So we're pretty excited about the microsite because I think it's just gonna make it easier to take in all the stuff we're throwing at you. And it lets us have, we're going to have a bunch of wargaming stuff in there. So there'll be like a wargaming landing page where you can go, if you just want to if you want to focus on wargaming, Rabbit Burner can click there, boom, and go right in and get all this sort of the wargaming info. And then, of course, it feeds into the rest of the site, but like it'll let you, I think it'll be easier to digest everything. So let us know if you got any ideas on how to make our microsite awesome. And I think that, I hope it's going to make the whole experience better for everybody.
Everybody in the chat says it sounds like a wonderful idea. and that it's more efficient this way.
Yeah, and then also the graphics we're making for that then work for our web store, and like we, because previously we had to convert all these Kickstarter graphics into web store graphics. It's just so much busy work. Yeah, so that's a big that's kind of a big new thing we're trying out, which I'm excited about. What else did we have on the list to tell people about?
Next, we have pledges.
I want to do pledges last because that one's gonna just start rambling.
Then next we have the streaming that we're gonna be doing
every single day. What? Every single day? We're gonna be streaming every single day. So the idea is we've been, one of the reasons that we were kind of getting our Twitch channel up to speed was so that we could figure out how to stream and kind of get used to it and figure out what works and what doesn't work and yada yada. And so our plan is we're going to do an update similar to how Hellscape we had. I think it was at 6 o'clock. We did an update every day, sort of 6 o'clock.
Aimed for 6,
yeah. The target of 6. But we
were early.
Really?
I think so. I remember one day where it was early.
One day.
That was just a bizarre dream I had.
22 days of being late and one day of being early. I believe that. So we're gonna we'll send out a text, or a standard Kickstarter update every day, targeting 6-ish, and then we're gonna go live, reliably live every day at 7, and do a little half-hour update, which will be a lot like this. So we'll just be chatting about the new things. Say, hey guys, we just unlocked the Hellgate. Check it out. Here it is. And we've got this new add-on here. Here's the stretch goal that's coming up. It's a mirror pit. Yay! And answer your questions. Do some hands-on things. Throw some build challenges at Toby. Bring on members of the team. Nina will come on for a day. And Michelle will come on for a day. And Aaron will come on. And we'll have different people come do guest spots. So that'll be like 4 or 5 days a week. Will be just like a sort of a plain update. Sometimes with special guests. We'll have our collaborator guests come in. Then we have, what else do we have? We have painting.
Yeah, we have painting. We have some games.
What's the painting? What's happening on the painting?
Oh, we're gonna do detailed paint streams. So you're gonna know a piece a little bit more like intricately and like get a very nice detailed close up that you maybe wouldn't get just based on videos or based on an image.
So like if this was like the factory, Aaron will be like, hey, this is like the factory paint is gonna be like this, but check it out. There's this little beetle here that you could do blue and this little thing here, whatever. And she'll in close up sort of go through the piece and show if you want to do little things to make your bit pop, your screen pop. You'll be like, okay, you could do, show you some techniques of some of the details on the pieces that you can bring out and enhance yourself. That'll be fun. We got some war game streams, right? You and Hamster are gonna have some blood.
Heck yes. I'm taking him down. I'm tired of it. I need to spill all his blood so that I have a new challenger.
All the blood. A new challenger, dude. I want to challenge you.
Okay. Yeah. You have any last words that you want to say before you do that?
Make it quick.
All right.
We're gonna do 2 D&D games, 2 reveal games. One on the 15th, right? Is that first Saturday we launch, and then one on the 26th.
I think you're right. Let me double check.
Making updates.
The 15th. Good job. And the 26th.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run 2 games. Reveal some stuff. We don't have a ton of reveals this time. We've kind of shown a ton up front and aren't gonna have, like, in Caverns Deep we launched without showing the Crystal Caverns, the Underdoom, or the Dread Hollow Forest, which was basically the whole back third of the thing was like obscured at launch. So this we're just gonna have like little small, a couple of things in each zone that'll be obscured that we'll show off. So hopefully if they're done, we'll reveal some of those. Like literally, we're just finishing out mocks today. What day is it? We were launching in 2.5 weeks. So it's gonna be tight. Some of these things a couple of things will be done, but we'll see. So hopefully it'll be done. We'll show you some of those things. We have those 2 D&D games. What else do we have, Mace?
We have
On streaming.
a lot of on the Anvil stuff,
Yeah.
where we're going to be talking to people who not only in the office that help make this project, but like some of our special behind the scene guests who kind of help build this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I won't say anymore because I know it's a top secret hushity hush thing.
Is it secret? I think we talked about it. I don't know.
We talked about one of them.
Crystal or Die Hard?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crystal.
I think we should talk about Die Hard too. We're doing a really cool collaboration with Die Hard Dice, so we're gonna have them on to talk about that thing and the process and whatnot. We had Crystal do some creature designs. So we're gonna have her come on. She did some really cool time lapse of her sketching. We're gonna have Russ from Steamforge come on. We'll talk about that later. We got Stefan will pop in. We'll have I don't know. We'll try and keep it lively every day. So it'll be a little something, half an hour. I bet I'm sure a lot of them are gonna end up going long, but yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. Turns out I like to talk. And people will probably have a lot of questions. And we'll do some deep dives of swamp, let's see how this stuff works and do some hands-on stuff live and build challenges live. And I don't know. We'll throw us some ideas at us and see what you want to see, and we'll get that cooking. What else besides pledges were we going to break down?
Well, I have a couple questions I could ask. Also, I don't know if you want, but you could come up with the keyword for the giveaway.
Keyword. I don't know.
Okay. Okay. Let me think.
How about thunder?
Thunder is great.
It's very loud out there.
It is very loud.
If you want to win, what are they going to win? Tell them, Mace.
You're going to win a starter dungeon. Woo! It gets you everything you need and all the spooks and scares you can deliver at your tabletop. Get it hot off the dwarven press.
Spooks and scares not included.
Spooks and scares.
So type thunder, THUNDER, into the chat if you want to be entered to win a starter dungeon, but you have to be in the United States of America, right?
Yeah, boy.
All right, and type that in. We'll do that drawing shortly.
Yes.
Thunder, Thundercats. Oh! What else? What else do we, besides pledges, were we going to talk about for the structure of the thing?
So Nerdbotchery asks,
Hey.
He says, I'm wondering, will we ever get mountain to water transition pieces just like the forest transition pieces, but with Aranthor paint scheme?
You're going to have to wait until a little later in this episode.
All right.
We're going to look at some stuff.
Eldritch Alchemist says,
I guess that was a yes.
Also, is there any possibility we could see some LED socket plug-in packs? Maybe a set with torches and serpent globes, a set with mushrooms and crystals, etc.
You mean like in the web store?
I think he means for the Kickstarter, like new plug-in LEDs.
Potentially. One of the challenges, we did one once, and it never sold very well because it's really expensive for those little guys, because they end up being expensive. The little LED things are kind of tricky, surprisingly tricky to cast, because the LED has to be held in place and cast onto, and I don't know. They end up being, I don't know. They're like $5 for a little tiny something. They're very expensive for their sort of size. I mean, they're amazing. They're worth it because that thing, whatever. So for whatever reason, the one time we tried an LED pack, it didn't sell very well. But maybe we do it again, because it would be. I agree. It would be really great to be able to just get a bunch of different LED elements to just swap in, because it changes the mood of your whole build. It's like they're awesome. I love these little things. Little modular LEDs. God. Yeah, so that's, yes, noted. Put that on
Noted.
Note that for me, Mace.
Okay, let me take a note.
For tomorrow, remind me about LED packs.
Done, noted. Alright, so, should we roll and see who gets the thunderous prize?
Not yet. Give him another moment.
Okay,
Thunder. Type
I gotta-
thunder.
I gotta hear
Thunder. If you want to win, if you want to bring the lightning, bring the thunder.
Ah. Thunder.
Were there other questions, or was there anything else in the besides pledges for the breakdown?
That's all I got.
Okay. So was it last episode? I think it was last episode. We went through kind of the pledge, the framework, right? So we'll have a $10 build your own wildlands where you can get anything you want. We have a just the dice pledge, which we're figuring out it'll be, I don't know, $15 or $20, but it also will basically serve as another entry level in. You can get that and then get as many add-ons or pledges or whatever you want. Also, we'll have a starter scatter pledge, which I think is like 55 unpainted, 75 painted, something in that realm. It'll be a bunch of cool scatters, similar to the Hellraiser pledge in Hellscape. So a bunch of cool scatter pieces that you can use to decorate your battle mat or your desk or add to your Dwarven Forge collection. And then, of course, also it's just a good entry point where it just gets you a neat little collection of flashy terrain bits, and then you can also buy as many add-ons as you want. And that'll be a thing where you just buy it and then choose in the pledge manager. You choose your flavor. Do you want swamps? Do you want mountains? Do you want forest? Choose your flavor. Boom. Then we're gonna have 3 wargame pledges, which are 1 wargame pledge, 3 flavors. I can't remember. I think the target price was $250. I think we're really close on that. And it's enough scatter to really fill a 2x2, kind of fill a 3x3. 2 of them is fantastic for filling a 4x4. Choose your flavor. You want swamp? Do you want mountain? Do you want forest? I'll tilt you up. And then we have I've been out of compositions head. I've been shooting for 2 weeks. I can't remember where. Has it been 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't even know. The next one is like the Floor Alternative pledge, which I think it's landing at 500. And it's like a 2x2 or larger, no sculpted floors, lots of cool scatter. Similar to the Wargame, which is all cool scatter. We're very scatter heavy, so you can put it everywhere. And then there's the big pledges, which are still working it out. Somewhere between 1,500 and 2,500. One for each zone. Full sculpted everything, awesomeness, whatever. Then you can bundle up all the floor alternative ones into a Wildlands pledge, or bundle up all the big mega ones into the mega Uber Wildlands pledge. I think that's all that's the general framework of the whole thing. And then I think we're gonna do. I don't know how it's all gonna work out. I think we'll do adventure packs for each zone, like because the Adventure Essentials was super popular in Caverns Deep, right? Where it got you all the flashy bits and just enough bread and butter to build out whatever you need. So I think we might do something similar where, I don't know, it's not a pledge, but it would be add-ons where you could get like the Forest Adventure Pack, which is kind of all the flashy forest bits. So like if you already have a Dread Hollow Forest and you don't want any more basic pieces, you can just get all the flashy bits and slap it on there. A Mountains Adventure Pack, which is like a big collection of all the flashy bits, and it might be like they might be broken into, like there might be Adventure Pack 1, 2, and 3, and then you have the mega bundle or whatever. You get all the mountain stuff. And it's the same thing. If you already have a whole bunch of Aranthor Mountains, you can just get these and boom, put the cool flashy bits on there. You look like it's story time. It's great.
It is story time.
And then we'll have like a swamp one, the same thing. You can do a thing. So I think we'll do some adventure thing. Maybe there's some mega adventure bundle that puts all those together. And then the idea is you could get like any kind of base pledge, and then those adventure packs, and you'd kind of have everything you need to do the same sort of thing as Adventure Essentials. What we're trying to do is avoid. We had 20 something pledges in Caverns Deep. It was just confusing. So we're trying to keep the pledges relatively simple, relatively easy to understand, and then have a lot of add-on options where you can kind of, customize what you want to get and whatever. But I think we have a pretty good idea of what the sort of things you guys are looking for, and we'll do our damnedest to make it so you can get the packs that you want to get without. We were too granular in Caverns Deep, especially with all the alternate paint schemes. So it was like too killer. Fulfillment was like brutal, but there'll be so within reason we'll kind of let you have ways to get whatever, hopefully whatever you're looking for. Nothing's going to be gated. You'll be able to get all the packs, like a big cool centerpiece thing that's in the big mega pledge. You'll be able to buy as an add-on pack. So you can really focus in on the things you want to get. I'm gonna pledge no gated pieces. Like everything will be in some sort of pack that's relatively accessible. All right.
All right.
Is that everything in pledges? I think it kind of gives the overview. Is that confusing? Does everybody get it? Like kind of give you the.
One question we had from ProMind is no pledges contain duplicates of Dread Hollow or Aaron Thor, correct?
There will be one piece duplicated from Dread Hollow. And it was a piece that nobody has a lot of. Like, I have a lot of Dread Hollow and I only have 3 of this. So, there will be one very useful piece that's duplicated, but I think that was just that one reprint. Not everything else is fresh and new. So you can, but ideally there's a lot of stuff. If you've got the full Dread Hollow or 4 Dread Hollows or half a Dread Hollow or whatever, we got a ton of stuff that's going to add, won't duplicate that. Basically all our forest stuff is essentially an expansion for the Dread Hollow forest. It's all standalone, but it's also designed to work wonderfully well with that. Similar with the Aaron Thor, like if you got a bunch of the Aaron Thor Mountain stuff, you'll just love all this new stuff is going to give you a bunch of options that you wished you'd had, and play really nicely with that. So the idea is to not, hopefully you won't be really getting anything redundant. And I'll show you. There's a couple of pieces that are sort of redundant, but they're new and useful in their own ways, and we'll look at a couple of them here later in a moment. We're very close, I think, to start looking at pieces.
Next question is, what happened to the buckets?
Oh, the buckets. So, so first the original idea was I was going to build the pledges out of generic packs and then have those be the add-on packs that you could get and could mix and match and combine and whatever. And I threw that out. It didn't work. I thought it was going to work. And on paper it works great. And when actually building it, just it's not as great as it would. So what we're going to do is instead of trying to break the pledges down into their component add-on sets, the pledges will just be the pledges, right? Those will be their own thing. And then all the stuff that's in all the pledges will then be broken into logical sets that make sense. So, like, if you had the Stairway to Violence, in with thing, that will be its own pack, just like it was in Caverns Deep. If you have a cool showpiece thing, we'll make that its own pack. But like the Swamp Banks, we'll have a couple of different packs of Swamp Banks that'll be available. That won't necessarily duplicate the exact composition that was in maybe one of the pledges, but they'll be very useful, logical. Like there's 4 add-on sets of Swamp Banks, right? There's Swamp like Rivers, which is lots of straights with a couple of curves. There's Ponds, I think I call it Ponds, which is lots of concaves and short bits, so for making contained like ponds and bogs and whatnot in and among your forest or whatever. There's Islands, which is the opposite, which focuses on convex corners, so lots of outer corners, which is really good if you want to put a forest on the middle of a battle mat or make little islands out in the swamp or whatever. And then there's islands, ponds. Oh, then there's swells. They get their own thing because they're super useful. But anyway, so there's like logical packs of all this stuff that don't necessarily have to be identical to what was in the pledges. I think it gives us the freedom to make better add-on packs, like the kind of the pack that you want to get that would supplement the pledge well or supplement things you already have or whatever. So doing that, and then and that the big driver is basically just trying to break all the pieces into logical packs that are generally affordable, that will let you kind of focus on the pieces you really want to get. I keep repeating myself, but that's like our whole goal is to kind of let you, the stuff is expensive, so we want to let you really sort of focus your spending on the things you're excited about. And then the stretch goal buckets still exist. So there'll be some stretch goals for the starter sets and some stretch goals for the wargame sets, which will be their own kind of animals, and each will get, because wargamers want different stretch goals than starters, and they're their own thing. So right, so those will just sort of go get baked into those pledges. But then the other pledges, the Swamp Forest Mountain pledges, the upper tiers will have a bucket system where there will be one bucket of stretch goals for swamp, one bucket for forest, one bucket for mountain, and at the one tier you get, if you're buying the $500 pledge, you get one bucket of whatever, the flavor that matches the thing. If you get the swamp, you get the swamp bucket. If you get the mountain, you get the mountain bucket. If you get the bundle of all three of those, you get all the main buckets. You get double buckets, so you get two of everything with so you get one forest pledge and two forest stretch goal buckets. Same with mountain, same with swamp. Boom. And then for the upper, like the Uber pledges with the sculpted floors, you get 3 buckets of stretch goals. So you get the forest, you get 3 buckets of stretch goals. Swamp, you get 3 buckets from, and then if you get the big mega one, you get 4 buckets of each of those. So you get a total of 12 buckets, 3 of each flavor, to everything. So you'll be dripping in stretch goals. And then after the campaign in the Pledge Manager, we'll make those buckets available for sale. So then you can buy more of them, or if you didn't get them, you can get them in the first place or whatever. So
really quick, it sounds like somebody might need you. Is your phone not going off?
Oh, I think it was. No, I think it's Talia's.
Okay, I was gonna say I can do the drawing for the giveaway.
Yeah,
if you wanna...
the drawing. And we have our old phones hooked up here, so we can. I can take the kids out to play.
I really think you should have made the keyword bucket though. Now after the amount of times you've said it, so the winner is Alpha Paladin.
Woo!
All right, congratulations, Alpha Paladin. I will be messaging you to get your email to send you the thing.
Yay!
The do.
Congratulations to your starter dungeon.
Woo!
Yeah. All right, is there any questions about that, or should we go look at pieces?
We do have one question from Seraphis the Bland. Hey, can you please ask Nate if we will ever get a Magic Mouth / magnetic wall attachment piece?
Not in Wildlands, but definite maybe. We have, the closest we have right now is the head of security from Caverns Deep. That was I wanted to do a Magic Mouth that wasn't just like a big silly pair of lips like on the wall, and so it was a decapitated elf head strung to the wall with like weird purple tentacles. But there might be something in between, like a giant ridiculous pair of lips and like a decapitated elf head that might suit your needs for a Magic Mouth. Because Magic Mouth. I hear you. Put that on my notes for KS8. Or we stopped using the numbers because the Hellscape kind of messed it up.
I'm wondering if we should do the same thing for On the Anvil. Just what are numbers? What is time?
We can do an alphanumeric. I don't know. Yeah.
Let's do Roman numerals. Let's make it really complicated.
Roman numerals really get messy quick, right?
I know, but they're kind of nice. Like you can pack 1,000 into just one letter,
M?
Something about that yes.
Yeah.
M.
But then what's the K
and also
from?
Number is, like, what?
K, like when you write 1,000 K.
1K.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I can only count to 5, so.
In Roman numerals.
Really, yeah. Well, I can only count to V.
Yeah.
I can count to 5.
All right, let's look at some pieces, shall we? Unless there's other questions.
Yeah, let's look at those pieces. I'm excited.
All right, so first we have to put this adventuring party down here. I'm gonna put these guys right here. All right. Oh, this is all right. So let's talk about. We're going. Did this blow out? All right, I'm going into the crazy mode. So, into. Oh man, I have to change the lens. Hold on. I forgot I put a.
All right, let me think of another joke.
Yeah, I have a.
How about a good one this time? Why was no? I really don't have any jokes. I need to get a book and just have it next to me at all times during On the Anvil so I can say stuff. But
call Hamster.
Oh my gosh, yes, I'm gonna call him right now. No, he's in off time. I shouldn't bother him. I will bother him tomorrow.
He's taking. He's prepping for stand up.
I know. I want to be able to see him do stand up because he's sincerely one of the funniest people I know.
He is, and he's the kind of person that makes you want to laugh.
Yes.
Because he's just fully in the thing. Like, he's just the best. We have our team. We have like just the most remarkable collection of humans in one place. It's amazing.
True. I'm surprised by how funny so many people here are.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Well, it sets the bar high for your jokes.
I know, and.
All right. So, what is this thing? Oh, it's this little guy. So the we talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to show them off now for real here. So, the big challenge going into Wildlands, one of the big challenges was our floor tile pieces are expensive, right? They're like. Do I have a regular? Man, well, I just have fancy ones, right? It's like they're between $30 and $50 or something, right? So covering like a square foot with our tiles is, it's like $100 at least, right? Just to like get a floor down, not even like anything flashy. So that was, and being that outside, outdoor encounters want to be, turn the microphone. Outdoor encounters want to be, probably 2 feet by 2 feet minimum is sort of where the target I've been working with is about. Because 2 feet is not like a monk can cover that in like one round, like no problem. Yeah. So 2 foot by 2 foot is kind of minimum. So that's at least $450 just of floor tiles before you even get to anything else. So we wanted to try and make stuff more accessible to people, and not have to burn your entire budget on floor tiles, which are often not the most exciting tile, right? Like, this floor tile is great, but it's not like, you're not psyched. Like, getting $500 worth of these is not a thing a lot of people are necessarily excited about. They'd rather get $500 worth of like flashy bits. So that led us to battle boards, which is a floor alternative that we're gonna have in this Kickstarter. And I have, let me get the modern sample. We got a whole bunch of prototypes. We don't have the final. Well, I can look at this was a first sample. We can look at it because it's mountain over here, and I've got mountain pieces queued up. But the actually, we should look at the new one. All right, so the can you see this? So it's a set, and this is a mock-up that Toby put together. Literally, the glue is still drying. Like Mace was wiping the side of this, like, what, 2 hours ago you were clearing glue off the side of this thing, I think.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like it's like a terrain tray like top, right? So it'll be some sort of cool fabric on the top with like in this case forest and a grid line space in. So we're putting the grid, we're putting a subtle grid on everything for this stuff because you need it for all your tactical movement. And if you don't, I think it's subtle enough that you could ignore it. But yeah, so we're putting a grid in there, we're biting the bullet on that, and it's on a 12, I guess it's 11 millimeter thick base. It's going to be black ABS plastic. In this case, we just painted it. It's still white on the bottom. You can see it says Toby Mod. And the idea is it works just like a terrain tray, right? Where you can stick your pieces to it with they got magnets, so you can fly stuff in and around, break your thing down. It's even more rigid than the terrain trays because it's 11 mil thick, and they sit together really nicely because of the thickness. So like you can, like once again, these are all mock-ups that Toby put together, so they're not quite perfect yet. You can see like thing, but everything sits really nicely together because it's because they have a hard edge versus the terrain trays kind of have a soft edge because it's fabric. So this will be a hard edge. Metal goes within 3 millimeters of the edge, so banks will build nicely on it. Actually, let me even test. I'll put my. Let's see if it works. Can we get a bank? Yeah, we get a bank right up to the edge.
Yak666 would like to know if these are replacing the terrain trays.
No, we still have terrain trays because we'll talk about it in a second. Those are terrain trays are for a whole other thing. We'll get there. Good question though. Oh, actually, I should go full. Let's go full close. Wait. Here we go. Full close. And in fact, I will go out of studio mode so I can see it even better. All right. So they line up really nicely. And they theoretically it makes a nice, pretty clean, seamless, palette for your pieces if you want, right? You can build your pieces in there. But the big thing is that because they're floor tile height. Of course, this one is off, I think, by Spickle, but you can use them to build in line with your existing floor tiles. So the idea was that you could kind of do a bunch of coverage with these cheap, and then put your spirit tree in where it counted, and then surround it with these on the other side. So you can you kind of get your most bang for your buck. And it lets you play so nicely with your floor tiles, and you can transition, right? You can use your banks pieces and transition. They also become good stilts. You can transition up and down, and then use your banks pieces to transition up to them, or you could have it transition up to it. Can you see that front edge? No. So, they're not going to be for everybody. They are, but I think for the people that want a lot of coverage cheap, I think they will be hopefully a welcome addition to the lineup. And we have a bunch of cool art lined up for them. They'll be in 6x6 and 12x12 size. And if you want, they've got magnets on the bottom. This bottom's still white, so they've got magnets on the bottom, and you can take your. Is this the right size on it? That's oversized, of course. They take your. They can stick your terrain trays, your old terrain trays, and then you can basically use them like stilts if you want to just use your old terrain trays in line with the battle boards or whatnot. So I'm pretty excited because I think it's a neat way to be able to do like a modular battle mat. The glue's coming undone on this thing.
Oh no!
Don't tell Toby.
Yeah.
He's not here anymore, so it's
okay.
fine.
But I think it's going to give people a quick and affordable way to do a bunch of coverage, and it plays nice with the tiles. Like that was the big thing, was that it lets you kind of use them in between your tiles if you use banks to transition up and out. And they're super rigid, so you can load them up with a bunch of really beefy pieces without problem. So originally, I'll show you the evolution of these things. We had originally they were going to be double-sided, so they could have different art on each side, so you get more bang for your buck. And it drove the price up enormously. Like if the point was we were trying to do affordable coverage, it skyrocketed the price, and it made them like, this is heavy. It's like, pick up 2 terrain trays. It's like that heavy. So it was also going to just raise the shipping price. So it was just going to become price prohibitive. And it didn't offer that much, aside from like you could have like forest on one side, mountain the other, or like forest and dark forest, or give you some options. But I thought it was going to be it's a lot cheaper to have them be one-sided, and then by having them be one-sided, you can flip them and do the magnet. The new one-sided ones have the magnet on the other side, so you can use them to elevate your terrain trays, or you can also, these are just good stilts in general. You can throw them down and then build sort of as you're doing layers up and whatnot. Originally, also, we had kind of a metal plate and then ball magnets in the sides that could rotate around and stick. So if you had them off center, can I even fit this? Where's the? Does this one have it? No, I don't have any of the small ones. But the idea is that they could sort of stick together with magnets. And we found you didn't need it. Once again, that raised the price a lot, surprisingly a lot. And they didn't really stick that well, and they're heavy enough. They've got little. Does this one have it? The newest mocks have. You see, they've got like little rubber feet on there, so they don't. And they've got some weight to them. They're about the weight, or maybe a little heavier than a terrain tray. So they didn't need the magnets, I don't think. And we could just help us lower the price. And then what was the other thing we changed?
The grid? Is that optional? It's not optional.
No, the grid is going to be baked in on these. Right. Because we just, the reality is the huge bulk of the people that are getting these are using it for D&D or Pathfinder. And all the terrain trays that we've done without grids are beautiful, and they work great, but it's like, the grid overlays are kind of a pain, and then it introduces glossiness, and it doesn't work as well. And I think like having the light grid in there very tastefully, I think, is the best. Like, gives you the most functionality. It also makes it easier to build with, especially if you're kind of free-forming or using some of the swamp banks. Like, it lets you line up. If you're just kind of going in the middle, you can line up to the grid when you're building and know you're going to stay on grid or whatever.
What's the cost of these compared to a regular terrain tray?
So I think we're still hammering it out, but I think they're going to be coming in. They're between $30 and $35. I think we're at $32 right now, which is, I think a terrain tray is coming in at $25. So it's like, I think we're gonna be $10 more or slightly less than that. Yeah. And they, I don't know. We will see. We'll see if anybody likes them or not. I'm kind of excited to just roll out a bunch of tables. It's letting us do some neat 2x2 builds that don't totally destroy the wallet. Also, they're really good if you want to do a lot of like stepped builds where you like this, like let's say you're doing a thing like this, boom, boom, boom. and you're going to end up. Yeah. Do I have another curve? I don't have any convex.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick, so I think it's your turn to do a stand-up thing.
Oh man, why did the man throw the clock out the window?
Oh no.
Yeah. So the idea is like if you're gonna do stepped builds where you have, let's go to the overhead. It doesn't look like. Now I can turn that off. If you're going to end up covering a whole bunch of your terrain with other terrain, this is a cheaper way to do it, right? You can just sort of use this as a cool base layer, and then build out a bunch of stuff. And then the terrain trays will still be around; they're not going anywhere. And the sort of the conceit being that these are for ground level things, and terrain trays are for sort of water level things, right? Like hazards. Terrain trays are like hazard level, and this is more sort of like walking level. And that being said, I think we will. Some of these designs will probably make it onto terrain trays as well. But we're not going to have a ton of these to start with. See how they're received. But there will. I think we'll have 2 forest options, 2 mountain options, and we'll see beyond that. But what's nice is they've got heft. Like it just feels like I was thinking about the big rigid thing. Like it's I don't know. They're fun to slap down on the table. We should have a new prototype arriving first thing next week, which I'm excited about. And we'll see how it's working out. I would ask for questions, but Mace isn't here, so I don't know. What else was I going to show about battle boards that was neat? I can show the mountain one on there. But I think it's a pretty good... Oh.
All right, what did I miss?
Oh, nothing. Let's see if there are any questions. Let me do some mountain... Oh, I think we're going to have transition... I can't remember. They've been changing so much. I can't remember which things we're actually doing anymore and which ones we're we're not. But we'll have some neat battleboard options, and if they go well, we'll do a whole bunch more. We didn't even show the neat terrain tray thing yet, but I didn't bring those home, so that'll have to wait.
Manu Malin would like to know
Hello.
if we're gonna get the flat sculpted floor as well as these.
Oh yes. Don't you worry. There will be. There's a bunch of new. We have not. Our sculpted floors are not going away. Like we have a full array, an armada of the usual Dwarven Forge goodness coming your way. These will just be a couple of options to supplement that. But no, there'll be lots and lots of goodies. So here's a mountain. Let's go close.
Will grids be going on all terrain trays going forward?
Probably. Like, I think everything in this is going to have grids. And then we will, I don't know, we will see. It just makes everything so much easier to use, right? I don't know.
I'm interested in hearing what wargamers would think, because they're less likely to use it, but it's also like not hex based. So that's hex based is the only thing I can see being an issue with this.
Yeah, but like who's using this for BattleTech or whatever? I don't know. But yeah.
Nerds.
We're all nerds here.
Wow.
I don't know. So, but it's like I think that's a pretty cool way to like just lay down a floor and do some building, without and it'll match your terrain both in sort of texture and color, and be kind of I don't know. What do people think? I'm curious. Are there does anybody think this is the thing for them, or everybody's like, no, I just want floors, like sculpted floors. I want to burn all the money.
I'm trying to find who said it, but somebody was very happy they held out on terrain trays because they like this much better for them.
Oh, good. Well, then they should buy a whole bunch so that then we're encouraged to make more.
Yeah.
Look at that
Find our
wyvern stuff.
Kickstarter. Hashtag Wildlands. Actually, exclamation mark Wildlands. Go ahead and follow our updates.
Yeah. Any questions about battle boards, DF battle boards, before we look at some other stuff?
Will there be holes on the bottom so they can be elevated?
No, but there are magnets. Can I can't flip this because they don't know how. Oh, do they? No, the new stuff doesn't have magnets. The old stuff has magnets. Huh. Can you see? I can't see it. There's magnets under there, so you can stilt them. They stilt really nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. Where am I?
My knife.
My knife.
Yep.
See what you did there.
Uh-huh.
Where did I just? I had a bag of. Oh, you're on the stilts. Aha.
I wanted to feel tall.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How strong are the battle boards? How much DF can they support safely?
A ton. Like they are rigid. It's like they're outrageously rigid. Like they're gonna be able to. This is a mix of polystone and regular. Like you can, without bending. I don't know. I haven't tried to break one yet, but it's a honeycomb. It's an internal lattice, which is then covered with metal. So they are. They're not going anywhere. They're so much more rigid than your standard issue terrain tray.
Sick.
Yeah, they're sickly rigid. This one is not because it's not glued, but we'll get there. All right, so you can stick your stilts where are they on the magnets. If I could find the magnets. So you can magnet them for elevation, for easy, fast elevation. I lean much more towards the magnetic stilts for elevation versus we had the peg holes in the Aranthor floors. It's so much faster and easier to do stilts. Like the CBS pegs into these things is a real pain. But I know some people prefer it because it's like super mega ultra sturdy. I wonder if we could probably pop some holes in there. That's a really good. Remind me about that tomorrow.
Okay.
Seeing about. Oh, you know what? I know why we can't, because they're ABS. The holes require the they need the flexibility of the dwarvenite. These are we gorgonite, so they're too rigid for peg holes. C'est la vie. And like that, it was gone. Any other questions about Batley boards before we look at some other stuff?
Will there be a ton of magnetic stilts available in Wildlands to have use with this?
Yes.
Yes.
We are. Don't quote me, but well, you can quote me. What the heck? I think we're gonna reprint the 12 millimeter stilt, the 38 millimeter stilt, and our new 50 millimeter stilt. So yeah, it's gonna be a Stiltapalooza. It will be it'll be stiltastic. Nothing stilted. Nothing.
Stiltacular.
Yeah. You can stand tall. Alright, I'm gonna. Any other questions, or we gotta look at the new things?
Bring out the new things.
Okay. Bring the new thing. I mean, it's all new things, but new things, like sculpted new things.
Yeah, new.
There were some new things floating in here, but people will.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. All right, so what do we have here? This has a stilt that wandered off. We've got.
Also, I like your rainbow light.
A rainbow light? Oh, this thing?
Yeah.
This is what's the company? It's they make like painting supplies for board games. They make like paint stands and whatever. And it's really neat. It's like a painting light. It's a 360 painting light for when you're painting minis. And I realized it would be really good for this, sort of getting some more light on these pieces, because you can never have enough light on these things. Yeah, and it's just like all this cool hobby stuff, right? It's just like some dude in his basement with a laser cutter, just making cool stuff. All right, so would people like to look at? Is this all I brought back? Huh. All right. Well, did we show the? Whoa. Where did that wire? Have we shown? I think we showed. Did we show the Wyverstone before on air?
I don't know. Actually, it's been a very long time since I've been on one of these.
This is Wyverstone. It's magical. It's fantastical. It attracts dragons, and it just looks cool and gives a splash of color in your otherwise potentially drab Aranthor Mountains. Woo!
That's like opalescence.
Yeah, it's Aaron's dark magic there. You'll see this popping up a lot in the mountains because, come on, it looks cool. And plus, there's some neat alternate paint schemes people might pull off. I don't know. Ooh, this is a rare one. Doesn't even have a skew on the bottom. I think we showed this before, right? The banana boat, the crescent rock.
Yes, I think we did as well.
Got that guy here. I got all the swamp banks, which we've looked at before. All right, let's look at. All right, we're going big. We're in the mountains here. Oh, before.
Are there any? Go ahead. We had the question from the Bland. Are there any standalone bushes?
Yeah, there was actually, if you were looking carefully, one made an appearance earlier this evening somewhere. I was calling it a hedge. I don't know. What's the difference between a hedge and a bush?
Honor.
What?
I don't know.
I'm hiccup now. All right. Oh, here we have. Look at this. Let's see this. I think we showed the mock of this. This is the Aranthor Arch. And I, of course, didn't bring anything that I could attach it to. But... Oh, and the bottom's not pitched. There's a little lizard on the bottom. It's cool. And those aren't there. But the idea is... Well, actually, no, I take it back. Does this have... Let's see if it'll work.
A hedge is a bush that has been trimmed, is what I'm being told.
Huh. All right, so... This... I don't have a thing for it to attach on the other side, but it attaches. You attach to your banana boat here, and then you could bridge out. Let's see, maybe we could do it. Not pretty, but it's there.
Seraphis the Bland again would like to know about stilts that could be 3 times the height.
Whoa, Seraphis, you're crazy. Well, the magnets. The idea is you can just stack them, just keep stacking them forever, right? Like, especially the 50 mil one. You put that. Stick it magnets.
Woo.
All right, so we've been okay. So now let's look at here. We got some news. I don't think we actually I don't think we've showed these before. Maybe we have. I don't know. But these are the new escarpments. I showed. You know what? I showed the mock, right? I think I showed the foam mock.
Yes.
Of this maybe, right? So someone earlier was asking about transitions to water. So
Yes.
yeah, right. We're looping back around. In fact, we can get some. Let's get some water.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know. I'm getting excited to launch. As much as like I have the Kickstarter dread in my my stomach, but also excited.
It's kind of a bell curve thing, where it's up and down and up
Yeah.
and down, and I'm back up on the upswing.
So that roller coaster. So the idea is you can slap this down on existing mountain floor or battle board or whatever, and transition up. You can also use it on negative space like water. So if you want to have a river going between two cliffs or whatever, you could you can do the narrow gorge. It does indeed look gorge.
Uh-huh.
That's what it is. Yeah. So that's like so these escarpments have a natural transition to water baked in. They are so. Someone was asking if we have repeats, right? So these were the escarpments from Dread Hollow. These are the new escarpments. It's essentially the same piece, in that they're both straight escarpments. They have the same profile, the same fan. They play together nicely. The two big differences are, one, I got rid of the damn tree, which is huge because trying to do a whole bunch of straights in a row with that tree just kills you. And two, the bottom edge, right? So this has a natural edge going down. This has the floor baked in. But we have a solution for that. I'll show you in a second. And what's neat is it's easier to build. I wish I brought another one of these here, but you can build if you knock it back 1 inch. You can do like a really nice step. If you cheat and go ½ inch off the grid, it looks really nice. You can also stack straight on top to do a shear cliff like that, or you can go back 2 inches still and then have like a little bit of playable space there and get up to the next tier. So they stack. They look better stacked than these because these have the floor. You need something to sort of transition you from A to B. So you can stack for lots of verticality, right? We want to just go up and up and up and up and up in the mountains. So it is theoretically a redundant piece, but I think it fills a gap we needed. Fills the thing we need with this, and we have our trifecta ledge system. So we have this little guy, stone ledge, dead sides on the back. That's TL709. Trifecta ledge 709. So that fits right up against there. So then you can build your floor right up to it and go up from there. But of course, also, if you want to do, let's go this way. If you want to do some negative space, man, I'm running out of space. You can do that and then build out this so it. Should I go overhead? Let's see what the overhead looks like. Too hot. Something like that. We turn this off. What is that? No, now it's too dark. Well, it works better on the overhead. But you can see, like, you can do. It's great for. It's great for doing negative space, or you can connect them together. Boom. Or you can also use it if you wanted to. Let's say we were doing this before. Go back to the triple cam close. If we want to do that stack and we have this annoying edge here, you can throw that on there, and then that helps you go up a layer, right? Dresses that up really nice.
Night of the Phoenix would like to know if the trifecta is magnetic.
I don't think we don't. Yes. I don't know if we can get one in there, but yeah, I think we can get a magnet in there, no problem. I think on all of them we should be able to get a magnet in there, no problem. So, but then check this out. The other awesome thing about a trifecta. Where's the? Oh, you know what? I'll show it with this guy. Let's go with the big. Look at this. Oh, this is a. I love this one. So this is our big concave curve. That is a looker. So, right? So we got a nice big trifecta for that guy. Gal. That thing. Goes in there. Right? But if you want to, what if you want to use these with your forest pieces, you say? We got a trifecta for that too. So you can, so you can use the same, because these pieces are expensive, right? These are big, beefy, expensive pieces. So this will let you transition it into your forest floors. Do I have a forest floor? Minor details. So I can do a bank, right? So you can easily line. You can swap out. So we got like, so this guy has a little stone. It's really hard to see there, isn't it? And then here's the forest one. So you pop that in, and then you can build out. Oh, here we go. Build out forest from there. Also, if you wanted, similarly, if you wanted to go up and then kind of go to forest on the top, you could use that to transition you up to forest, or do a river, and maybe this side is. This side is mountainous. This side is forestish. Forestinian. Yeah. Foresty.
It's tree adjacent.
Forested. So these I'm really excited about the trifecta system for these because once again these are expensive pieces because they're big, hefty pieces, but I think you have just a ton of options being able to build directly on, being able to build next to, being able to build on negative space, then being able to throw the ledges, because the ledges are cheap, so you can get, you can have one expensive piece and then two different ledges, so you can swap it out and use it with forest or mountains. Plus, just being able to go all the way right down to your thing is just the best, and being able to stack up and whatever. And I wish there was like a live audience. I want to hear people go, yeah,
yeah. Show
it's exciting. These are the and we could build it to here. Wait, how do I run out of space every time?
A big boat.
I need the biggest boat. Let's put. Can we do this? Oh man, I gotta move this. Hold on. Let's see what we can do. And I want to play. And I'll tell you what, these are really fun to build with. Having done a ton of builds now, they're awesome to build with.
I'm excited for the mountain in general.
The verticality is just, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And the big pieces build fast. Like, Toby and I did, I think it was 4 hours together. We did a 4 foot by 7 foot mega build in 4 hours, which is, doing that with 2x2 tiles would have taken a lifetime. Not a good example. This is not, why are we not lining up? Well, conceptually, this will line up really nice and you won't see that white edge, and I don't know what's awry. Oh, you know what it is? It's the shrinkage of the polystone shrinks. So all of our, as you see it in the swamp banks a ton, they're not like, if you line up 2 6-inchers, it's a 1/4 inch shy of a foot because the resin shrinks. It's really a pain. So anyways, you have to imagine these lining up nice with the battle board. But what was I going to show? Oh, then you can also, so what's neat with these, you can build up in line with a battle board or throw your terrain tray on there, or whatever. Or if you go up one more, boom, 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 boom. I can't see. There we go. All right, so now we're up 50 millimeters, so the floor is at 62 millimeters. Then you can throw your bank piece up there for transition, or where are those new trifectals? Oh, here. Oh, this is not the piece to be using, but man, how did I lose it? I had it here for like 2 seconds, and
Yeah, I want to help you, but I can't see much of your overhead cam.
yeah, I can't see much of anything. Oh, they're right here.
Ooh, do you have a favorite piece though? Oh, I guess we're saving it for when the actual thing launches.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so many cool pieces. I love.
There are. I'm very excited.
Why are you not sitting right? It's the shrinkage. I don't like shrinkage. All right, so there's that. What other fun bits do we have with these things that are? This piece, there's got a couple of other things, but we'll have to wait. There's a couple of other hidden features that we will have to show once we launch, because we can't show everything right now. This piece is definitely, I love that one a lot. I know, I think I say that about it. Every time I do a hands-on demo, I'm like, this is my favorite piece, but it's every piece.
Every piece is your favorite piece.
No, I love them all. Look at this. Oh, this is essentially a duplicate of the escarpment from Dread Hollow, but it has the trifecta functionality and a little something else. It's Talia. It's Talia's phone. Oh, she's calling her own phone to look for.
That is a vintage, a ye old ring.
Yeah, it's great, right? We did not reprint this guy, though we have a new something that's even way better. But so the only two escarpment, or not reprint, the only two kind of essentially duplicate pieces were the straight and the convex. But they're trifecta and they have something, and yeah, so it's good to look forward to. Let's see, any questions about the trifecta system before we go look at what else? I don't have much else to show. Oh yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Are there any trifecta questions?
I'm looking. Is the bottom of the trifecta embankment sculpted, or is it a dead side?
The escarpment?
Yes.
The bottom is the dead side. So it's all the way. It's got, where is this thing? It's got texture all the way around. Dead side.
What is the reverse of the 3x6 escarpment?
The reverse of this?
Oh, I think yeah.
This? Make a you can do a thing if you're conceptually. Let's see. Actually, I don't think I design it so good. Yeah. Yes, we did. Sort of. Ish. Lines up. You can make a cool chasm. Yeah, these pieces people are gonna go bonkers. Like these mountains pieces are you can go big, very big. Oh, we got our little I'll try new silken. There's a lot of cantilevered was one of our guiding principles for so there's precarious and cantilevered. So there's a lot of stuff jutting out that you can balance on or fall to your death. Also good for when you're doing multiple builds. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I should have brought more pieces home. But...
Orion Noir says, speaking of falls, what a great transition.
So this, thank you, Orion Noir. So this I may have taken off Erin's desk right before I ran out the door. It is not. She didn't finish painting it, but I wanted to show it in progress. It literally, I think it just came out of the casting this morning. So this is first look at one of those cool waterfall pieces that you guys saw come together here. Toby got, like, I don't know, he must have tried 5 different things to get to this casting color. And I think the secret, what is the secret? 4 swirls of blue, 2 swirls of green. But he's kind of upset that it changes depending on how thick it is. The color changes, so we're still messing around with it. But that's the idea. It's going to be a cool translucent. I don't know. Can you see?
Oh man, that's also the same amount of swirls I do for my hair.
Yeah. Here's his Kool-Aid, though, right?
Yeah, it's.
Is that supposed to be a secret?
Yeah, it's a secret Kool-Aid concoction.
Yeah. 2 parts of grape bludini. Is it grape bludini? Totally is, right?
Grape bludini, what?
That's a Kool-Aid flavor. I mean, it was like 25 years ago. 28 years ago? 30 years ago? I don't know.
Did you drink Ecto Cooler?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I missed that stuff.
Yeah, it was gross. But,
no, it was good.
So this...
It's like that candy that I had. It's, you can taste the chemical.
That stuff is bonkers. Let me get a... So this is so she hasn't finished painting. She's doing a little more drama on the water. Hasn't done any of the green plants. And this just, I think Eli finished sculpting this like, I don't know, a week ago maybe. Shipped it here ASAP. Toby molded it just as the first paint, so it's in the works. And this is a fun little bit. There's a fish there, hasn't been painted yet in the water, so you can. It's a fun little bit to see. And I love the cross section of the water, kind of awesome.
Merc90 says, is that an effect from the resin or the paint?
Which?
A little bit of both.
This is the white is paint. Like this is all, the texture is paint, and then the color is, or the translucent blue is the resin. Yeah, maybe I should have switched to the close. Do we want to go super close on this?
I mean, I would say yeah.
All right, nobody's going to complain. All right. Hold on. So we'll require finding the lens. Going for the 85.
Orion Noir would like to know if painted ones will be opaque.
No, this is like the painted one is going to look like this. It's going to be this translucent awesomeness.
Would you be able to show a light through it?
Maybe.
Maybe.
What happened here? Wow, I cranked the back of this lens on. Alright, let's see what happens. Ready?
Padme's lover says, welcome to my underground lair, sharks with frickin' lasers.
Hey, tell him thanks for, so Momo was attacked by a Doberman, and Padme's has been giving guidance on healing the little pupper.
Aww.
Oh, I guess that would help if I took the lens cap off. Yeah, he's a saint. Mike, you are awesome. He sings carpool karaoke or D&D karaoke every week, and he's He's the epitome of like the enthusiastic Dwarven Forge backer.
Yeah.
He brings us beer that he brews himself at Gen Con.
And cider.
Oh, he's
And
the best.
mead.
Yeah, he's just the best. All right, so there you go. Super cool. Oh wow, the lens is filthy.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Jade Kind Gaming Adam
can
would
see
like to know if the
the,
waterfalls will be in the mountains theme or the forest theme or both.
They will be in the mountains, but they'll be add-on. You can get it as an add-on, and it'll play really nicely with both. That's pretty exciting. Good thing here, put silicon on there. Oh, can't even see him. Oh, you want me to shine some light? Can you see the texture on the top?
Bring it a little closer to the. There you go.
Oh, focus. Oh man, that lens, that's outrageous. It's like the entire, all the dirt you could ever imagine. Eli loves water. Oh, here's the little fish.
With no eyes.
Yeah. So we'll have to show this to you when it's fully painted. Oh, and you wanted to shine light. Let's shine a light.
What a lonely little fish.
Yeah. What if you do a thing like under?
Awesome.
There's definitely some fun to be had there. People will. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It looks striking. Like we looked at it across the room, it's like whoa. All right. So then, the other thing, I got one little. Let's show this guy. We showed him in the video, so we'll show him up front. This was. Boop, 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 boop. Oh man, you can't even see darkness. This is our Wailuli Weretiger concept art by Crystal Sully, and we'll tell you the lore and stuff behind them in the Kickstarter, like why are these Weretigers black, and why is he covered in blood, and actually I think it's a she. I think, well.
Butt flap says boy.
No, lady.
It's a lady?
Yeah. Look at how big he is. She is. Yeah, we're not going to have very many minis, but I think they'll be hopefully cool and bestial in all the right ways. I mean, I know they're cool. Hey. Alright. Put that guy back in his gal, back in her cage. And I think that's it. Is that enough secrets? I think that's all I have. So
I think that was a lot of secrets.
yeah.
One question that was asked is, will there be river pieces?
Define river pieces.
I think they basically mean river tiles.
No. But there will. There will be a whole bunch of ways to make rivers, but there will not be dedicated river tiles. But there will be a ton of banks. This was the other thing I was going to show, where these guys. Oh man, I have to go back to the All right, so this is these are super useful pieces. This is a transition piece that gets you from a Banks piece. So if this is a Dread Hollow transition bank, or the new Swamp Banks. Right, so it gets you from that to the trifecta. Right, so the trifecta pieces are really very, very narrow edge. So you can do rivers using both your banks and your trifecta pieces interchangeably. Plus, these they make nice alternate straights. So if you're doing a long straight run, you can put the right and the left together like that in line, and then continue with banks along the way. Boink. Or if you're doing, do I even have worse banks? If you're doing a trifecta run, you can do them like this. You can put them in line with your trifectas like that to do an alternate straight and trifectas. So those things are, they're out of focus. Oh man. There we go. Oh, I can't see it. Super, these things are, I end up using them a ton. They also are really good for terminating a bank. So if you had if you're doing banks and you just wanted to end it, like if it was terminating at a cliff or something like such, you can use it to terminate out. I can kill this.
Saracana.
I see, Terminator. See what you're doing there. Yeah. Also, they're a kind of a funky, if you want to do an island that has like a hard edge and like a little heart shape, teardrop shape island. You can do that too. Very, very handy. Love this little piece. Two of them are right and a left. All right, I think that is. I think that's all. That's a show.
That's a show.
A show don't tell.
There
we go. All right, any parting questions, or should we get the heck out of here?
There's a few.
Okay.
Finley Shards would like to know if there will be lit panels in Wildlands.
If there'll be what? Who?
Light panels.
No. We were trying to do a new thing with light panels that didn't work out. So there will be no new light panels. What would you do? What would you do differently on the light panels? Bigger ones? Smaller ones? Probably bigger. I don't know.
Flashy ones.
Yeah.
Nerd Botchery would like to know if there's going to be a freestanding waterfall without the rocks on the sides.
No, there'll be this one, and there'll be the sort of the gentle one, and there's the spill out on the bottom. But there's I don't know what, like 6 iterations of foam mocks that we may come out at another point, but no, there will. That's all we got.
And then Jump Axis would like to know if there will be a big tree that will be a separate buying option.
A big tree. There's that. I think the Quildren is the largest tree, and that'll be in a small pack. We didn't do any like mega trees, I don't know, like something that's like, because like how often are you going to use it? You can't see over it. It's really expensive for, what does it even do? We talked about like, there was some we talked about like a tree piece that would plug in to this, so you could like the thing up, but like, I don't know. It's going to be really expensive for like a hugely specific. I don't know. It didn't happen. But man, we kick those ideas around. There'll be I don't know. I think we have 12 new trees or something. So there's a lot of trees, but no like giant uber mega baseball bat sized trees. But lots of tree buying options. Huh, there you go. Now we can see you. Yeah. God, this thing is beautiful. Did I scratch it? What happened? Any other questions, or should we just call it a night?
One last one, and then we can cut. Will there be new tiles that work well with the light panels?
There's a ton of negative space options. Ooh, this. I wish I had light panels here. Do I? No, I took them all to work. The waterfall looked really cool with light tiles. We have a ton of negative space things that you can do. You can build on the light panels. And we have some stuff that's gonna look cool on the light panels. I haven't actually tried it yet, but literally the mocks we were working on today are gonna be.
I'll get there.
Yeah, they're gonna be fun with light panels. I don't know exactly how it's all gonna pan out yet, but they will be cool. Yeah, the thing that with light panels that was killing us a little bit was the 8x8 footprint. Made was is a bit of a challenge, but there's gonna be some cool light stuff. Don't worry.
Ooh.
Yeah. And we're not gonna be back on the air until we launch on the 9th of August. So, which is what 2 weeks and 4 days or something from now. Not that I'm counting. But then we'll be on the air every single day, so you can get lots of us. Well, maybe too much of us.
Woo! Yeah. Don't get tired of us. The good news is.
What's the good news?
We're gonna keep it as dynamic as possible. You're gonna be able to see a lot more of Chris too.
Yeah. I bet
because me and I do have to go to sleep at some point, so.
I bet the video wizard is gonna be popping up.
Oh, definitely, yes.
I bet yeah, you'll see people. You know, Momo's gonna end up on camera.
Oh, he has to.
Dunkachino might make a appearance.
Oh my gosh, Dunkachino! We should just have a 24/7 cam of Dunkachino.
Pet cam. We can have different pets every. Yeah. All right. Well, let's. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for all the questions. Send any other questions and thoughts you have to ota@dwarvenforge.com. Visit us on Discord. Visit us on the forums. Visit us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. And
for
send
the
pictures.
email updates at dwarvenforge.com/wildlands.
Yeah. If you want to follow me on Twitter, I am at Nate Taylor, NateTaylor. I'm probably going to be tweeting a lot during the campaign. Like once sort of everything is released, I'm just going to be, I don't know, as I'm building a thing for the day, whatever, I'll sneak it out on Twitter probably before we go live. It'll be fun. Yeah, I don't know. What else do they need to do? Restock coming tomorrow at 2 p.m.
Woo!
Hellscape is shipping. Wildlands launching August 9th, 12 o'clock, high noon, Eastern, whatever time. Standard Daylight, Mid-Pacific.
Eastern time.
Yeah.
Daylight.
I don't know. Noon Eastern.
Yeah.
9 o'clock. I mean, noon on August 9th, Eastern. I'm tired. Thank you guys for watching. It's just the best to hang out with you, field your questions, kind of talk you through all this stuff, and we're really excited to launch. Other than having to actually launch, now's we have to nail it all down and figure it out. But it should be pretty cool. Should be pretty wild.
Keeps your brain young. Just.
Yeah, something.
It also ages it terribly sometimes.
God, I want to build with this waterfall already.
I know. Well.
Yeah. All right.
I guess that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Have a good night. Woo. I forgot how to stop.